We're enjoying so many of the words of the life and times of Nelson Mandela. And here we see the greatest glory of living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time you fall. And that certainly is applicable in the world of sport. And it was a world that really helped unite South Africa at a very critical time for Nelson Mandela and his people. It was all dramatized, in fact, in the 2009 movie Invictus. It starred Matt Damon and Morgan Freeman and told about the profound moment when South Africa won the Rugby World Cup and a divided nation came together as one. The year was 1995, and South Africa was set to host the Rugby World Cup, represented by a team made of mostly white players. The polarized social climate still meant that many black South Africans cheered against their own team.
Whites learned it in school and blacks learned to hate it.
Yet another snapshot of Nelson Mandela in the wake of apartheid, when Mandela began his presidency, leading a still broken country struggling to become whole, a struggle immortalized on the big screen in the film Invictus.
This is the time to build our nation.
And with his country's national pastime writ large, Mandela helped his nation move on from a past history of violence and separatism and hatred.
Finally tonight from South Africa, something to cheer about.
To have people united overnight like that, it is a miracle.
To see us shouting together, to scream together, to unify against, for something is just unbelievable. It's just absolutely incredible. Viva!
Mandela met with the team captain, played in the movie by Matt Damon, and so helped to spur a team to embrace a united South Africa. One team for all.
It's like a dream world.
All the people mixing here, white and black, we all mixing here. I'm very happy about this.
Morgan Freeman, who was handpicked by Mandela to portray him in the film, says that after studying the civil rights icon for years, Freeman's most difficult task was properly executing Mandela's voice.
On behalf of our Rainbow Nation, I welcome you all. Your country supports you completely.
And a team that once stood for an oppressive minority came to stand for all South Africans, white and black.
I want to thank you for what you have done for our country.
No, Mr. President, thank you for what you have done for our country.
As the team's victory parade moved through the streets of Johannesburg, the banner they displayed said it all. One team, one country. And of course, Morgan Freeman, deeply moved in portraying the man, had this to say about the passing of his hero. Nelson Mandela was a man of incomparable honor, unconquerable strength, and unyielding resolve, a saint to many, a hero to all who treasure liberty, freedom, and the dignity of humankind. Madiba may no longer be with us, but his journey continues on with me and with all of us. And as something of a bookend to this story, interestingly, 15 years later, when South Africa would host the World Cup, the first major sporting event of its kind hosted on that continent, it was also the last time the world would see Nelson Mandela make a public appearance. Of course, Robin,
I remember being
there.
It was very, very powerful. But going back to the movie for a moment, it's based, of course, on the poem that also happened to be Nelson Mandela's favorite. And when he put on that rugby jersey, that was huge. Yeah. That sent the strongest signal about reconciliation and forgiveness to the people. And to see black and white celebrating, as we heard in the piece, your piece, it was something to behold.
It has always been something from these moments to Jackie Robinson breaking the color line here in America. Sport can be such a unifier and such a place for pioneers.